Hello everyone, welcome back to Shulin Anubha Academy. I'm Anubha, a corporate trainer. Today we are going to discuss about enums. Enums are enumerations in Java. It is a special data type that represent the fixed set of constants. It is a powerful feature that has been introduced in Java 5 and is widely used to define the collection of those related constants with the meaningful names. Okay, so enums are particularly useful when you have the fixed list of the values that do not change. For example, the days of the week, directions, colors, okay, states. So guys, enums are useful and they are making your code much more readable. It will be replacing those magic numbers or the strings with the meaningful names. Okay, it will be preventing the invalid values to be assigned to the variables, and it is maintainable. We are having the centralized constant definitions, okay, making it easier to manage and update. Like in the industries, we are keeping those enums as the separate pages in your applications, okay, and whenever we want to have the updation in those constant value, we are just going to that enum class, okay, and we are replacing those values or the constants, and we don't need to update your entire application. Okay, so it is much more maintainable, much more organizable and readable. So guys, we will be understanding enums practically in much more details. So guys, this is an example of an enum. Here I have created an enum color and I have specified certain constants for those enum color, that is red, green, blue and yellow. Guys, enums are considered of the class type, okay, but we cannot create the objects of those classes. Why? Because these named constants are working as the objects of those enums. Enum you can create inside the class as well as outside the class also. Okay, if I'll make it inside the class, then also it won't make any of the differences. Okay, so now guys, how you are going to access the values of your enum? So you can see guys, what I have done, I have created color C1, okay, and I'm trying to access the value of this yellow, okay, this named constant using color.yellow, which is the name of your enum. Okay, why guys? By default the implicit modifiers, okay, for these enum constants are public, static, final, int, red is equal to 0. Same ways, public static final int green is equal to 1, public static final int blue is equal to 2, and so on. Okay, since it is public, it is accessible throughout the package as well as outside the packages also. Okay, it is static because of which we are not creating the objects of this enums, rather we are accessing those constant values using the name of the enums. You can see it here that we are accessing it with the name of the enums. Okay, since it is final, okay, so these are the constants, the values cannot be changed throughout the program. Okay, and secondly guys, since it is final, you cannot inherit the enums in any of the classes. Yes, your enums can implement the interfaces that we will be discussing later on, but yes, you cannot inherit enum since it is final. Okay, integer because certain integral values are being associated with these constants starting from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on. Okay, so here guys, you can see that you can print the values of this C1. Okay, C1 will be giving me the value of this named constant yellow, that will be giving me the value as yellow only. Okay, so guys, in order to iterate over the values of this enum, okay, because ultimately it is providing us the array of those string or the named constant values. Okay, so we can use your for each loop or the enhanced for loop for that. Okay, so one function that is available with your enum is your values method, okay, through which you will be able to access the values of those named constants. So that means you will be getting the values as red, green, blue and yellow. Okay, along with that we are having the ordinal value also. So one more function is available, you can see that color dot ordinal is here. Okay, color dot ordinal will be giving you the integer, the integral value which is being associated with that named constant or that string. Okay, so if I'll execute this code, you can see the output. So you can see, guys, initially your C1 is being printed, so it is giving me the value as yellow, and then I am printing the colors value along with its ordinal value. Okay, so it is giving me the color red is having the ordinal 0, then color green is having the ordinal value 1, and so on. The most important use case of enums is to use with the switch case statement, where you are matching the various possibilities, the cases with those named constants. So here, suppose if I have given C1 was what? C1 was yellow. Okay, so now I'm matching it with red, green, blue, and here I'm like putting it with the default. Of course, some other colors are going to be the output. Okay, so if I'll run this code once again, so you can see some other color has been printed, okay, because the default case is executed since we have not written any of the cases for the yellow color. Okay, so now guys, you can create enum as the class type separately. Okay, it is not required to have a class. Okay, enum itself can have the main method. You can have the data members like the constants we are creating in the enums. You can create the methods inside the enums. You can create the constructors inside the enums as well. Okay, so in case if you want to create the main inside the enum, so what you will be doing, guys, in the IDE is you need to create the enums. For example, right click here, you can create an enum. You can just give the name of the enums, and you can have the public static void main also. Like here I have created this color only. Okay, here I have created this enum where the main is inside the enum itself. Enum is working as a class type here. Okay, so you can see the color is also being printed. No need to have a separate class. Okay, now in case if you want to create these enums, okay, with your main, so and you are working in the notepad, so what you would be requiring just to create like this code and save the code with the name color.java. Okay, only like the way we are giving the names of the classes to those files, the same way we have to give the name of the enums as the name of your files. That's all. Okay everyone, as I have told you that we can create the constructors inside the enums. Okay, so I am showing you that constructors here. Okay, so guys, we cannot create the objects of the enums. Okay, but we are knowing that these constants are working as the objects of those enums. Okay, to prove that, what I have done, I have created the constructor. So whenever you are creating these objects or these constants, the by default compiler is going to invoke those constructors. Okay, but if I am providing my own constructor, so here what I am doing, I have created the constructor with the name of your enum, that is color1, and I have printed that constructor called for, okay, this dot toString. Okay, this means the current object. Okay, toString, why I have mentioned, because I want to have the named constant, the string value here. Okay, red, green, yellow, blue, and so on, the color names. Okay, if I'm not going to put this toString method, so what will happen, your object IDs are there which are uniquely identifying the objects. Okay, which are certain hash code values, certain Unicode values are there. Okay, so those hexadecimal values are going to be printed in case if you are going to print only this. You can try this out as well. Okay, and if you are writing this dot toString, what it is doing, it is converting that identification number into the named constant. So what is the name of these objects? Red, green, and blue. So you can see that when I will be executing this code, the constructor will be invoked, okay, for each and every constant, for each and every object once. So here I have created one method also where I'm just like printing something just to show you that your enums can have the methods also besides your main. So here I have created some other class which is containing the main inside it, and here I have created the reference variable of your color, okay, and that is pointing to color1 dot red, that is the named constant red itself, okay, and I'm printing that. Other than that, as soon as I'm going to print it, as soon as I'm going to create the C1, the constructor is going to be invoked for each and every named constant which are working as the objects of your enum, okay, and here I am printing the color info. So that is a universal color is going to be printed here. So if I'll execute this code, you can see your output is constructor called for red, green, and then blue. So that means for all the name constant, for all the objects, your constructor is going to be invoked, and ultimately it is just printing the C1 which is having the value of red, and then it is printing the this universal color which is actually being printed on calling of this function color info. Hopefully you like this video. In case of any doubts or feedback, please write down in the comment block. Like, share and subscribe for more related videos. Thank you so much.